I think the kids are gonna love my super simple graveyard enchiladas. Oh yeah, it's meaty, it's cheesy, and it's easy. I'm gonna show you what to do. Katie, if you could please, I like to always chop up some lettuce or really just get the shredded in a bag from the produce section for my enchiladas.
So shred it up.
Just like they do it in San Antonio, Texas. You gotta cover it up with lettuce so you pretend like you're doing something healthy.
Yeah.
I like
You know
the
what I'm saying?
crunch that it is.
Same
too.
here. So that's just iceberg she's gonna shred up. And then the jalapenos I like to put in the recess and the free space in the dish. So just slice those in half lengthwise.
Okay, sounds easy.
Over here on my pan, I've started the flavor, which is super simple. It's just onions, salt, pepper, cumin, and then I've added in some jalapenos. Super simple, so just some cumin, but if you happen to find one of those Southwestern, seasoning,
Nothing wrong with that.
I just want to give you the most simple way to create this, so if you want to add some flavors to it, you can.
You think they're paying the skeleton, Scully?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
he's,
Scully is getting money. Are you kidding? His
We're gonna
mouth
get
is moving this
replaced by-
season
is
and
this what's
everything.
coming?
You guys see right through me.
All right, you guys, let's bone up on this recipe.
Oh, stop.
So this is just rotisserie chicken that you can actually buy already shredded off the bone for you, or you can get it off the rotisserie chicken, putting that in. It's already cooked, obviously, so we're just going to add the flavor and mix it around. This is a cup of diced tomatoes with green chilies, also really big in San Antonio, with a big old block of cheese for some nacho sauce.
By the
And
way,
then just kind of move that around.
you could totally add leftover cooked chicken anyway, right?
Yes.
Or do you feel passionate about the rotisserie? Because I often have a little bit of leftover chicken hanging around.
I also find rotisserie chicken is kind of overcooked a lot.
It is. It's so that's why I like to bring a little bit of moisture back to the game for the rotisserie chicken, reinvigorate it a little bit, if you will. So I've just tossed that in there, and now's a good time just to bring it off of the heat. And then I add in some of the
That was a
cheese.
wedding gift for Katie, rotisserie chicken.
Was it?
Oh, yeah, rotisserie chicken and
love
no-bake
that.
desserts.
You love
know,
that.
what else could a girl ask for in this world?
All right, so I've got some corn tortillas that are warm. You can microwave them really quick, toss them in a warm oven. A lot of times people also will just dip them in some hot oil, but this is a real safe way to do it. Yeah, it happens. Oh, I do it all the time.
It's gluten-free,
Yeah.
by the way.
So just a little bit of your filling there.
True.
A lot of bit. And then simply just roll it over, seam side down, and I like to place them in my dish perpendicular to the actual short side, and just keep on going. Kelly,
You wanna
Katie,
do
you wanna
some?
help? Yeah.
Yeah. Put me some chicken on here and we'll get rolling.
Really simple to do.
And this would be fun if the kids want to make it with you or make it together.
It is a fun, simple assembly. No, folding in of the edges like a burrito or anything like that. So, it's not a lot of
And you know what you could do?
work.
Make the whole thing, and then when you get home from trick-or-treating, bake it and eat it.
Exactly.
It's a great make-ahead.
Or
is an
send the
excellent
kids
make-ahead.
out trick-or-treating and eat it.
I've got the enchiladas.
Ooh, I like that trick.
And then right in the center, I like to place the jalapenos. I just love a roasted or fried jalapeno with a Mexican dish as an aside, just to kind of slice into it.
Corriado.
Yeah, and because it's Halloween and we want to keep all of the ghouls away, a little bit of garlic.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Put that in the center. I love a nice tender piece of garlic. And then I'm gonna bring it over here. Now, there are many things you can do. You can do like a red sauce. You can do verde, like a green sauce. But I love a mole that I did not work for. How many ingredients are in mole sauce?
A lot.
20.
It could be anywhere from 10 to 15 to 30 ingredients. So
Wow.
you can just go to the grocery store and buy something that you reconstitute with water. And because this is super simple, that's what I'm doing. Just some mole sauce over the top, nice and thick and rich. And usually the one you find in the grocery store, all you have to do is add water or, even some chicken stock will do the trick.
This is on the list of things you make once from scratch, like strudel dough from scratch.
Oh, yeah.
You
Puff
stretch
pastry.
it over the table.
Yeah.
Once and forever frozen.
Done.
Jeezy said puff pastry. I have never made puff pastry, okay? It's not gonna happen.
Well, we had to make it every day at, the restaurant I worked at, right? Same one you worked at.
That's what happens when
They
you're
made
a
it
chef,
fresh.
Jeezy.
They made it fresh. You were like, are you kidding?
Okay, so I'm gonna put this into the oven
We're doing it
for about 25, 30 minutes at 375.
Can you freeze it like that before you cook it?
You can, and you can get it right into the oven just like that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
We still haven't added the graveyard reveal yet. This is going to be a graveyard, right?
It's gonna be a graveyard, yes. So
Is
we're
it?
not done yet. Look at that.
Say that.
Yum, yum.
I mean, the jalapenos kind of look like they're in the graveyard.
They do
don't
a little bit, right? So to make
So
this the
cute.
super simple graveyard enchiladas, we just simply took some flour tortillas. If you're artistic, you can kind of freestyle with a paring knife if you like. You can also just print something out online and trace around it with the knife.
Cute. I love that.
Yeah, hello, right? So
easy to do, but it just
And then, you
sets the
know.
spirit for everything.
just kind
No
of
pun
put it in
intended.
there.
Okay, I'm kind of obsessed with this.
Yeah.
I know, for your Halloween buffet, it's adorable.
Maybe I actually want to go as a dish of enchiladas for Halloween.
Maybe.
Oh, man. Now someone's gonna jump out. I'm freaking out.
All right, there we go.
Ooh,
Oh, a cat.
Yeah, well,
She
you gotta
really
have a
lost
kitty
her
cat.
marbles.
There it is.
Love it.
that's
Oh.
Okay.
What
Let's
about the
get
rest
these
in
out.
peace thing?
Serve
Do you
it
have one of
up.
those?
She's giving me that corner piece.
You
That's
want
how
that
I know
corner
she loves
piece?
me.
You want that? Oh, you know I love you, Alex.
This
Okay.
is great.
That is
Those
like-
cool October nights if you're in the Northeast. This
I
is
just
perfect.
think this is kiddie, but it's also very adult. That's what I
Yes.
like. I like when there are kid dishes
And a
that
pe-
honor the adults.
and a-
Everybody eats the same thing.
And a
then.
pitcher of margaritas. Hello.
And then you might need a little bit of grass.
Oh.
Ooh, how about a spicy margarita
Spicy
with it?
chili
Yes.
around the rim.
Yes.
a spicy margulita.
Oh God, you too. This is I like the way this smells already.
It's also important, right? You can only like sustain, these kids, they're just chock full of nougat and caramel. They
That's
need
a
some
big plate.
sustenance at the end of the night.
Jeff, I'm sending this one down to you.
Oh,
It's pretty
where is it
big.
going?
Coming at you.
This is so belly warming. This is so comforting.
Dead.
I love the taste of the chicken. I love all the flavors. It's not muddled. It has a little bit of heat.
Just a little bit.
Belly warming. You can give Scully some down here. He looks a little hungry.
Mr. Mauro, what's going on down here?
Well,
This is
I know you
funky.
don't think it's possible, but you can make your own jelly worms at home from scratch, and it's really fun. Yes, it is.
front door.
Let me show you how to do it here.
It matches my outfit.
Oh, I don't think there's anything that matches that outfit, huh? Okay, so all you gotta do is start with some gelatin, some cream, some sugar, some water, right? Boil it up, let it all dissolve. Just your standard gelatin mixture. You add a little cream in there for a little cloudiness. We want to see that, right?
Okay.
And now you take a bundle of straws. In here you take a little piece of white bread. Stuff it in there, right? That's our base. You wrap
don't know
it
where you're going
in
with this.
rubber bands. You want to take the bendy straws and pull them out like that to create the ridges that worms have, right? Come on.
Oh, brilliant, man.
This is so much fun. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm so giddy. My mustache is going to pop off. Okay, you stuff it in there to create a plug, also to hold it up. Then you pour your gelatin mixture. Watch.
The bread
Gentle.
stops
It gets a little messy, but you can definitely hit every single straw. The bread stops it, plugs it up. Into the fridge it goes, right? For about an hour, hour and a half. And then what you have are these little guys. You pinch the end like this,
This is so cool.
and then you just kind of Then you got a homemade jelly worm. Wait, but we're not done. There's more. We take some crushed up chocolate wafer cookies, a nice little dirt mound. You take all your little jelly worms. Look at that.
Oh my
And look at,
God.
you can throw them in there, have the kids dig for them, pull them out. How fun is that? Now you can do this with store-bought jelly worms, but this is so much more fun.
That is so cool.
I like
And
it.
you can flavor it up. You can make purple ones, blue ones, black ones, whatever you want, but hide them in there
That's
for
a
the
really
kids.
good idea.
How cool is that? Homemade jelly worms.
I really like that.
A super cool Halloween icebox cake. The bottom of it is going to be the sandwich cookies, some chocolate ice cream, chop up some peanut butter cookies, and then they're going to be like little cookies that look like tombstones on top. You see where I'm going, right? Okay, so I'm going to start on the crust. I have 32 chocolate sandwich cookies that I'm going to pulse in my food processor. I'm going to pulse this down to no large chunks are left. All right, that looks pretty sandy to me. I reserved a half a cup of my sandwich cookies. I'm gonna use that for the topping later. 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter that I've melted, and a pinch of salt to enhance the sweetness. I'm mixing this together, that butter and the salt and those sandwich cookies, and now I'm gonna press it into my pie dish. Making sure it's nice and even. All right, so what I love about this recipe is that it's no bake. I'm gonna set this up in the freezer until it's firm and then add the rest of my toppings. The crust for my Halloween icebox cake has set up. So I have my favorite ice cream. That is chocolate flavored ice cream that has really softened. You wanna make sure the ice cream is soft so you can work with it. And this is about 1.5 quarts of softened ice cream. And it doesn't have to be chocolate. It can be any ice cream that you like. All right, I'm gonna build this graveyard pie. Put down some of my chocolate peanut butter candies. Got some of these chocolate candies with the nut in the center. Some more chocolate candies. Okay, that softened ice cream. Smooth this across. And this doesn't have to be neat, guys. It's Halloween, it's supposed to look creepy. Another layer of candy. My final layer of ice cream. To make this really look like a graveyard, take some of that crushed chocolate sandwich cookies and put it right on top. So it's gonna look like my dirt. Now, you can find these cookies on the cookie and cracker aisle. And all I did was just take some chocolate frosting and I drew RIP on top. This is not something you typically find in a graveyard, but I just thought it would be cute to add. Pumpkin, little candy pumpkins. I mean, after all, it is Halloween. I'm gonna put this in the freezer and let it set up. And it's time to party. Ooh.
So we got some instant chocolate box pudding mix here, delicious, ready to go.
Okay.
Now we're gonna add our graveyard dirt. So we have some sandwich cream cookies here that we pulverized. And we're just gonna make that beautiful spooky dirt. So kind of give it, you know, some texture, if you will, some topography. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so next we're gonna do a little, you know, some green sprinkles here for the grassy part.
Okay.
All right, give it a little depth.
This reminds me of that
Okay.
graveyard cake that we made one time.
Next we have our flesh-eating worms. You know,
Gotta have the worms.
gummy candy worms here, of course. Next we need the tombstones. Here we took these little these long sandwich cookies, and they make food-grade silver spray paint. We used this on our pumpkin cake last year,
Yep,
if you
I
guys remember. So you can check
that on the
foodnetwork.com for that. Boom, look at that. Let it dry, and you got these tombstones right here.
Oh,
Oh, I
love
sprayed
we
it in
got-
your mouth, I remember.
Remember you
yeah.
sprayed it in my mouth? And then we got some bones here, right? And
Where'd you get the bones?
The bones are just little candy bones here.
Oh, that's cool.
You can eat them, they're totally edible. And of course, this is gonna what our finished product looks like. Come on down here for our very spooky graveyard chocolate pudding. And we got some candied skulls here that go with the bones.
Yeah.
You got everything. And don't forget to add a little more texture for like the dirt from when the zombies come up from the dirt.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. So
Like
I'm gonna let
Thriller.
you do the honors.
Yeah, do it.
Ride the pony. Thank you. I was one fan of that dance. You okay?
That
in
is
there?
gross. Now that these are sliced, I'll melt 2 tablespoons of butter in my skillet. Now I'll add my onions. This is a lot of onions, but they'll cook down. I'll add a pinch of salt, and this will help them cook faster because the moisture gets drawn out by the salt. And I'll also season with some pepper. And I'll stir these around and let them get soft. It'll take about 7 to 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna continue to cook them down until they get jammy and sweet and delicious. Okay, now I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of water. And this will help these onions cook down and stay really nice and soft as they caramelize. I've got my sharp cheddar here and just my basic homemade pie dough, but you can totally use store-bought if you want. I'll unwrap this and then I'll divide it into 8 parts. I'm gonna roll them into balls. Okay, I'll just dust that right on. I'm rolling my dough out into an oval. I'm just shaping it with my hands and then rolling it out with my little rolling pin. All right, the dough is looking good. I'm gonna remove my onions from the heat. They are looking great and smelling even better. Let me let these cool for a little bit. I'll first add my cheddar to the top of my pie dough. I wanna do the cheese first because it'll melt in the oven, and I don't want it to come out of the ghost's mouth. That might just look gross. A little pile, and I'm adding the pile of cheese just slightly below center on my oval. I'll add a scoop of onions. And then I've got some small piping tips here that I'm gonna use to cut out the ghost's face. And I'm actually gonna cut out the face upside down because when I fold this over, it'll be right side up. So he'll get 2 eyes and a mouth. And now before I fold this piece of pie dough over, I'm gonna get some egg wash on here so that it seals shut. And this is just an egg beaten with a splash of water. Now, I'm going to fold the ghost face over the filling. See, not a scary ghost, a really goofy, funny ghost. And now I'm folding in the sides. And then I'll lightly press the edges to seal. And there he is. And now I'm gonna give him some more ghost pie friends. Yay! These are so cute. I've got my little band of ghosts. Now, before they go into the oven, I'm gonna brush them with some egg wash to make them shiny on top. Okay, and then now I'm gonna sprinkle them with some flaky salt. Now I'll bake these at 425 for 20 to 30 minutes until they're golden brown. And while they bake, I'll make a honey mustard dipping sauce. This is sweet and zingy, and it couldn't be simpler. I'll just add about a cup of Dijon mustard to my bowl. And then I'll add a little honey, just about a tablespoon or so. And I'll whisk it in. I wanna check on my pies now. These are so stinking cute. They've gotten a little puffy and you can see the filling.
So we have this pumpernickel boule.
Boule.
Right? Isn't it beautiful?
It's beautiful.
So we're basically taking things where the color makes sense. So you're gonna flip it upside down because now we want the cauldron feel.
I got you.
And you're gonna cut off like the first 2 inches of this, and then you're gonna hollow this boule out.
Very good, just
And
like
then
this,
you're gonna
right?
take out the bread, but you're gonna make cubes because we're gonna eat that later.
Can't waste that.
Can't waste that. All right, so in here I have butter and onions and garlic, and I cook that on low because you don't want to burn the garlic.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna start adding my spices. So I have some paprika. I have some mustard powder.
Yes.
Okay. And now this is cayenne for some spice.
There you go.
And you just putting all of these herbs in here so they can toast and they can just be mixed into the butter. And then I'm gonna add some salt, which I call compliments. Mm-hmm. You know, because if you don't use it,
you don't get compliments.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, I like
that, Carla.
So you put in some flour because we're basically gonna make a roux. So we're doing our bechamel for the cheese sauce. So I have some warm milk here, and it gets this skin on it. Don't worry about that. We're just gonna stir that back in because it's Halloween. It looks kind of gross and nice for the holiday.
It's important to have warm milk, we always say, so you don't get lumps.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Cold milk isn't good.
So as you can see, I'm gradually adding the milk.
Love it.
Last little bit in there. All right, Jeff, can you give me that cream cheese? Let's have that.
Let's do it. You want me to plop it in there
Yeah,
for you?
well, not on my brooch.
Not on your brooch.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
I am the...
All right, and you know why we're using yellow cheese and
Yes.
not white cheddar?
Why?
Because pimento cheese is yellow.
Yeah.
It always is.
Learning new things every day.
All right, so cheese, let's put some cheese in
I
here.
had it as a sandwich. You ever had the pimento?
Yes, pimento.
Yes, on white
Yes.
bread.
Every.
It's so simple.
A little late to the party here, buddy.
Let me just tell you this. If I stopped right here, I could have just mac and cheese sauce.
That's what that is, basically,
Right,
yeah.
this is what this is. But I just added some pimentos, which are chopped up there.
It's great, just like canned pimentos, jarred pimentos,
That's right.
You want them
Or
all
can-
in, right?
Yep. Or you could use some roasted peppers and put those in. And then I have some green chilies because we want this devilishly spicy.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Okay, so let's taste this.
This is great. I love what it's
Well, double taste, double spoons.
My mouth's watering because this is comfort food for me. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right.
That's good heat. You know it's only going to get a little hotter, too. It's good.
It's kind of like creeping up on you.
It's good.
All right, so you want to do the honors and put it in there?
All right, we're going to pour it right into this, right?
Yeah, we're going to pour it right into our bowl.
I'm glad this is a great single serving.
A little bit of Italian sausage in there.
Oh, there you go, Sonny. Just a couple
man.
Ruining a good thing. You gotta put meat in it.
That's game day official right there. Are you kidding
That
me?
is true. That would be great.
Oh my God.
Right?
Look how good
I think
that looks.
chorizo would be good in there,
Oh,
too.
that's right.
That would be good.
I'll take it.
I think you could do 2 bowls, one with meat, one without.
There you go. There you go.
All right, so what I'm going to do now is put it under the broiler so it's going to brown nicely.
I'll show you how to open.
Okay, go to down.
You just got to be careful when you open things up in this. Okay.
Yeah, you just,
Making
there's
sure.
animals coming out.
They wouldn't do that to our guests. I
they
hope
would
They
not.
might.
Because that would, sure, we would be covered in pimento.
Okay.
Right? You put that right in front of me. I want
Okay,
this.
I'm coming over there. Okay, here, that's
Hey,
it.
here. Oh, this
okay,
is
I'm
hot.
coming
Want
over
me to
here.
lift it
Look at
for you?
this.
Oh my God.
Okay, so what we have done
Oh my goodness.
is we've taken those cubes here. They're like the logs of the campfire.
Right.
And then here are the flames.
Coals, yeah.
With the,
God.
Right?
Stop! Too cute! Stop too cute!
Okay, this feels good. And the brick is kind of toasty.
Oh my gosh. This is all for
Look
me.
at that.
That's beautiful.
Look at that.
Should I put this in it?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, because it's a cauldron.
Yeah, it completes the picture.
Great.
This reminds me of Clash of the Titans.
Jeff, you want some of this?
Of course I do. You
You want a
know,
little plate?
I'm just worried.
What are you worried about?
It's so hot. No, it looks good. Oh, look at that top. I got a little bit of that
Jesus.
crusty caramelization on top.
Devilishly.
I want that bite on top.
Oh,
You know
man.
what? Well, it's good. It's thick enough to hold.
Carla Hall. First of all, it's the best pimento cheese, spread, dip, whatever I've ever had, right? Because that spice level, it's never like this. It's like 3 degrees spicier than what I'm used to, and it's necessary. It's so good.
I have some green and orange peppers that I've cut little jack-o'-lantern faces on, and then I'm gonna take the insides out and then stuff it with that jambalaya and then roast them in the oven. That's so cute. All right, I have diced some onions, some green bell pepper. Now I'm going to dice some celery. So I'm starting off with the jambalaya, the stuffing. Jambalaya is the perfect filling for the peppers. I mean, we're in rice country. You gotta add some rice. Dice celery to my peppers and onions. I'm adding canola oil to sweat my veggies first. Bell pepper, onion, and celery. Add a little butter, a little extra fat, and a few pinches of salt. All right, so I've sweated my veggies down just a bit. Now I'm going to add my andouille sausage. And I want to brown this sausage so I can get some of that flavor to come out. Okay. All right, to this, I'm going to season some more by using a little Cajun seasoning. Paprika, oregano, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, almost very similar to my house seasoning with a little bit more kick. Now I'm going to add my rice that I've already rinsed. That's 1.5 cups of white rice. I'm toasting my rice, which is gonna allow it to soak up all of the flavors that's gonna be in this pot. Start adding my liquid with 1.5 cups of water and 1.5 cups of chicken stock. And I have 2 bay leaves. I am going to cover this and let it simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes or until all of the liquid has absorbed. Now I have to get my bell pepper and cut out my little jack-o'-lanterns. So I've done a few, but I'm gonna show you how I did it. So you take a paring knife. You're gonna cut little triangles for the eyes, right? You guys have carved pumpkins before, so we're doing like the same thing here. Same idea. Make a little dot in the center for the nose. Then you wanna slice across for the mouth, okay? So 2 eyes, the nose, and the mouth, you see? All right, so what I'm gonna do next is carve out the top. Slice off the top, take a spoon and take out the ribs, the things inside, all of the seeds. This is where I'm gonna put that rice. Make sure you save the lid because you can kind of put the lid on top once we put that rice in. So my jambalaya has been cooking for about 25 minutes. Ooh, smells so good. I'm gonna give it a quick fluff. Ho ho! It smells like Louisiana here. The spices, the bay leaf, the earthiness from that, and the andouille sausage. Before I add this to my peppers, I'm gonna add some green onion. It gives it that mild onion flavor and a little color. Now I'm gonna stuff my peppers with this jambalaya. All right, I'm just stuffing it to the rim. When the peppers roast in the oven, it's gonna soften up, and this entire thing is gonna be edible. And it's so cool to use peppers because peppers are already in the dish. Put the top back on. Add a little water to the bottom of this casserole dish. That's gonna help create some steam and cook those peppers. Cover with a little foil. My oven is preheated to 350. I'm gonna bake this for about 45 minutes. My pepper lanterns are done. The great reveal. Ooh, those are beautiful. The colors are so saturated. Ooh, it's Halloween.
They're gonna look like little cemeteries in cups. You're gonna love them. And I'm starting by making some homemade chocolate pudding. So I added sugar, cornstarch, and salt into a little saucepan, very simple. And I'm gonna add some milk, 3 cups of whole milk. Anytime I make pudding from scratch, I always use whole milk because it helps it just be a little bit richer. It helps the texture. And then 4 egg yolks. Look how beautiful that is, by the way. I wish my cooking show had slow motion. Look. And then just whisk it. And basically, this is sort of a custard. It's sugar and eggs with some cornstarch, and the cornstarch helps that pudding texture. Okay, now I need to just cook this slowly while it heats up and thickens. It's gonna take about 5 minutes. What was once a liquidy, runny mixture has turned into pudding. And I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of vanilla. And then now it is vanilla pudding. It's as simple as that. But I'm going to turn it into chocolate pudding now. And all that's required there is just bittersweet chocolate cut into chunks. You can also add semi-sweet chocolate, any kind of chocolate you want. I like bittersweet because then you wind up with a pudding that isn't overly sweet. Sometimes if you use semi-sweet, it's a really sweet chocolate pudding. Okay, and then look at this, Alex. Look how quickly that chocolate starts to melt. How much do you love chocolate pudding?
I love chocolate pudding.
And then to give it a little bit of silky richness, I'm gonna add a little bit of butter. I love to do that. And then just stir it until the butter is melted. I turned off the heat under the pudding. And I mean, this is such a versatile thing to make. Okay, so now it's time to fill the cups. And I just have some cups on a sheet pan because that'll make it easy to put it into the fridge. So I'm gonna try to pour and we'll see how we get. Ooh. We'll just see how dexterous and talented or not talented I am. So I cannot let this stay in the pan. Although if Lad Drummond was in the house, he would kind of take this pan and go be alone with it somewhere, knowing his patterns. Okay, come around, Alex, and we'll go to the fridge. So I'm gonna chill these and we'll eat them later for our midnight snack.
Yum.
But as we tend to do these days, I've got some that are already chilled. You want the pudding to chill for at least a couple of hours just so it's totally, totally set. So we got the chilled pudding cups, and I've got a bowl of crushed chocolate cookies, and I'm just gonna do one for now. So this is like the dirt in the graveyard. And then I have these little store-bought cookies, and this is really something you need to have around Halloween time, an edible marker. So you wanna get this, Alex? R.I.P. rest in peace. Kind of a morbid dessert, isn't it?
Yep.
And then you just kind of rest the little tombstone there. You can add a few more crumbs. And then I have some little candy bones. Look at these. And you can sort of have the bones sticking up out of the ground.
Ooh.
And now this is kind of actually gross, but I have body part gummy candy. So like a foot can be sticking.
What is that?
Brains. We have a blue brain, so we can put this over here. Anyway, more bones, and you can just have fun with it. You could add gummy worms if you want, whatever you have on hand. So give me just a few minutes. I'm gonna finish off the rest of these. We got brains, we got feet, we got tombstones, we got Halloween dirt cups. Even though they're a little bit morbid, I think they're precious.
All right, Alex, start us off.
All right, well, Katie, we have 6 pans here right now. You don't need to go out to the store and buy 500 pans. You can just use. Oh my God, that was terrible! I have to leave.
Oh, that scared me!
It's so
It was just running through my mind. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna get
Welcome
me.
to Halloween!
This is 3 boxes of cake mix.
Okay.
You can make it from scratch, use the same batter, or 3 boxes. You could do 3 different cake mixes, honestly.
You could.
So now we're just gonna build the cake itself, right, or the top. And I'm
it's
gonna
like a tiered
literally.
event. It's a tiered
The first
thing,
thing
right?
you want to do is make the layers flat. So we just trim that off, and you just leave them sitting flat on your cutting board. And then the frosting.
Cream cheese, yummy.
Really,
Listen to him.
Jeffrey? So Jeffrey's building the bigger layers, and I'm just building the smaller ones. Frost 1 layer.
Oh,
Drop the
Work
top.
that lazy Susan, GZ. Work
And now you
it.
notice I've put the non-crummy top side up. So when you spread your frosting, you don't get so many crumbs. So if you do crit trim, right, don't use this, use that flat side. So
Smart.
important, right? We're just gonna go more frosting. Can you ever have enough?
No, never.
By the way, I just
Well,
want to say that
it's not even
Jeffrey
a
has been
question.
eating, snacking on the frosting.
Oh,
oh, look at him. He's like a little.
It's cream cheese frosting. Very good.
I truly believe that red velvet cake, or in this case, dead velvet
velvet,
cake,
yeah.
is just a vehicle for cream cheese frosting. Let's be
Agreed.
honest.
It's the
right?
butter to lobster.
Exactly.
So this is kind of the dramatic piece that Katie was referencing, the dead bloody velvet part. Okay? Got a nice offset spatula, you could use a knife. And then you just take a glass.
Oh. What is that? Well, something's gonna shoot out of that
At least
cake
I know
already.
nothing can jump
I
out
know,
of
right?
here.
Make sure there's nothing.
And you cut straight
Yeah,
down,
ooh, okay.
right? We've got a little leftover cupcake.
Oh, I'll take that right in
Yeah.
the glass. Oh.
Oh,
By the way, you get all sorts of lovely scraps with this, a little glass cupcake.
So this is our cavity.
This is our and if you, are you hungry down there? Just gonna put that down there for you. And then
You got him back.
frost the inside.
Okay.
And the frosting is like a seal.
bring it. A little fork.
A little fork for a little.
The frosting's like a seal, all right? And then we're gonna pop this in the freezer and make it ice cold. So it seals
Ice
the
cold.
frosting, and then it makes a vessel
What?
for the blood. Sonny, tell us about the blood.
It's the perfect raspberry blood. Very simple. 2 big old bags of frozen raspberries. Then you're gonna get some corn syrup, a little pinch of salt, put it on the range, bubble, bubble, bubble. And then you've got some sauce. Now, if you're adverse to the little seeds, right? Just come in and you're gonna sieve it out. Do a little push through of a nice fine mesh sieve and see how it already kind of gives you that blood vibe.
Oh.
But we all know real blood is not that red. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So let's make it a little bit more realistic by adding a little bit of chocolate syrup into that strained raspberry syrup. And that's gonna create a deeper, richer red color.
Like it's been out of the system for a little while.
Yeah.
It's oxidized blood.
Yeah, like it's just been hanging out, you know?
crime scene blood.
Exactly.
This is a scary cake.
So here's the frozen one.
Ooh.
Okay.
Katie, do the honors.
Is something gonna happen here?
No. Look, no tricks,
bottom
no
of the jar,
tricks.
Katie.
All right, so just pour it in.
Blood's going right up. We're filling it up, and that frozen frosting acts like a seal. I swear, there's no tricks.
The vinegar and baking soda.
Okay.
And this is just the first coat. We're gonna do a second coating of the frosting to kind of make it look a little better. You could have a very, according to Martha Stewart, these kind of semi-frosted cakes are very chic, but we're gonna do another layer to fancy it up. Okay, just get that third layer trimmed right on top.
Now it's time to decorate.
I am making homemade meringue bones. Super easy. We whipped up some egg whites with some cream of tartar for stability. Granulated sugar, Jeffrey. Gives you a nice crunch, just like a good old-fashioned bone. And of course, a pinch of salt. Whipped it up, put it in a piping bag. I got my oven at 200 degrees. And then we make the piping. We got a nice little kind of smallish tip here. And you want to start with almost like a little heart shape. And then go down nice and slow. You get the hang of it. And then another kind of upside down part right there.
Look at you,
And look at that.
Jeff.
That's a bone. You repeat it. Once you're done piping, again, in the oven, as low as it goes. Okay, you guys got some right there. You got these crispy little bones. And then, Sonny, can you help me out here?
Yeah, look at that.
All you have to do is use the power of the frosting on
Adhesion.
here.
Probably just
Adhesion.
stick.
And I like doing it kind of in various...
And then
This
where can I
looks
put
great.
this?
Ooh, see,
Where
look
can
at
this
that
guy
one.
hang out?
I love
Maybe
how
in the
they're
front,
different
kind of like-
sizes
Well,
too.
yeah, maybe,
it
yeah.
gives a lot of different dimension to the cake.
And you'll notice that we did put that second coat of frosting to really smooth out, right?
Gotta
And have enough
and
that
hide
you
my
really can't see what's going on inside. You have no red velvet vibes at all, or dead velvet.
It's gonna make, hopefully, the big payoff of this bloody slice that, Jeffrey, you
bloody
had the
slice.
honors
I got
of
the
doing.
honors. Are you ready?
That much more dramatic that it's...
Yeah?
You ready for this?
Oh my
Okay,
God.
we're going into watermelon cake style right there. They haven't done that since the mid-2000s.
2001.
Oh, no.
I'm ready to catch it, GZ. Don't mess up your suit, man. Whoa, GZ. Whoa.
That's, wow, look who showed up to Halloween with the vendetta.
looks
Bon appetit.
Give me a piece.
It's time to eat.
Yes.
This is brilliant.
That is very effective, Sonny. I'm glad you strained it, too, because
Yeah.
it does have that.
Spillage, you know?
You guys, it's delicious.
It's time to, are you ready?
Yes.
Pass the giant eyeball cake.
All right, I'm getting started.
Let me see what you're doing.
Okay, this is really cool because the whole cake is actually being layered inside this bowl.
So easy.
So that way it's, gives the round appearance of an eyeball. Okay, so I'm starting off
With the
making my gelatin for, yes, I've got to make both the iris and what's that?
Pupil.
The pupil. Gosh, brain fart. So I'm using some blue. You use the
Gelatin.
the berry one, gelatin. And then you're gonna reserve a little bit of it. So reserve
Love it.
that.
I love reserving.
And this is how you make the pupil. You reserve a little bit of the blue and you add to it some black food dye.
Dark.
So you put that in the bowl first. Very thin layer, refrigerate it for 30 minutes. Also very important to spray this with nonstick. That's really gonna help you. Then you take a cutter, put it in the middle, cut that eye, and then I'm gonna use a little,
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I see you cutting around.
You're an excellent surgeon.
yes, so I'm just gonna put it right in there. And then take this out. The blue goes on top.
Oh, look at this, people.
See what's going on.
And then that goes into the refrigerator and sets up.
So you set up the black pupil first, right?
Yep, pupil first, then iris. So it's 30 minutes for the pupil, and then
Another 30
probably about
minutes
another
for the
30
iris?
for that
Look
blue
at that.
to set up, and it comes out like that.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
All right. You know what you gotta do.
That's pretty...
You gotta pass the cake.
Pass the
Pass
cake.
the cake.
All right, so actually, I'm gonna put it right here. I am going to make the whites of the eyes. It's very simple. You just go to the grocery store and get store-bought cheesecake mix. It's the no bake.
No bake.
This actually takes about 4 boxes of it, so we can do the volume of the eyes of the whites. So also on the box, it's gonna tell you a certain amount of milk. We've changed it and lessened the milk so it's a little bit tighter. So look for this recipe on foodnetwork.com/thekitchen. So into our bowl, gonna put the dry. It was beautiful,
so nice.
wasn't it? GZ taught me that trick. And some milk goes in. Now remember, this is less volume of milk for 4 boxes than required.
Gonna make a thicker cheesecake.
A lot thicker, yeah. It's gonna be a little bit tighter than, say, pancake batter. That's what we're going for. My favorite hand mixer. This is my actual favorite thing, my favorite tool my mom would use growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like the ribbons that it would make in the batter. I like the way that it sounds.
Something good's coming out of it.
Yeah, then I got to lick the wand.
And
so.
it also has a smell. Like you could smell the mixer itself, the electric motor in there,
Yeah,
right?
like it's working hard. Make sure you get all those little moments out.
Oh, take a drink.
I know, right? You like that, Katie, right? If you've ever done like the pudding at home, you know the texture you're going for. This is more like a pudding texture. And I'm just gonna pour it right over the top and just make sure everything
That's good.
got mixed in there. Hook me up, GZ? I'm holding it pretty steady. So now, in addition to the actual cheesecake mix that goes in that box or comes in that box that you buy in the grocery store, they also provide you with the crust. The graham cracker.
Really?
Yep, so they give you the graham cracker and then you're to fashion your own crust. So what we've done is we've actually paid attention to the rules on the box. We haven't deviated and we've made the crust out of the graham cracker that they've given to us, but then added some red food coloring. So let me move this over here. Once you get the batter in, you're gonna just, you know, let it settle. Some of those air bubbles will come to the top. You can kind of see them right here. And then just get on in there.
Eyes, right?
Exactly. And then just get this in here evenly, and then you're gonna flatten it out.
I like that it's a thick crust because I always want a lot of graham cracker crust.
Exactly.
That's graham crackers.
I mean, you could use this, but you know, come on, man. Hands in the kitchen, hands in the kitchen.
Yes, use the Nature's offset spatula.
Make sure you also push down. See how
in the fridge?
it is going into la refrigerator.
Wow.
There we go.
Here, let me take that for you.
Go. Bring that back over. And there go the eye whites for you, so I'm done with my part. Gonna pass it over.
To you.
Yeah?
You gotta do the reveal.
You did all the hard work, it seems. Well, you and Katie.
Are you ready for this, guys?
Let's see it.
It is.
Oh.
And
That's really fun.
what you want to do, obviously, before you do the unmolding, a little bit of hot water around the edges here. Just dip it in there, then flip it out properly onto a plate.
All right, pass me the
Release for
cake.
you.
Pass the cake. Pass the eyeball cake here. All right. There's nothing scary about this, Jeffrey, right? But what is scary is a bloodshot, bloody eye. Nothing scarier than that. So we get some of that gel, food coloring, writing gel here. And we are going to make these little squiggly patterns starting up here.
Like I've been up all night studying for the test.
It's been cramming for, you know. Look at this. Oh, look at that.
Oh, boy.
Wow, look at that.
I feel like my eyes are burning just looking at this.
Great, look at real bloody. Look at that, so good, I'm so gifted. Now we take some canned cherry pie filling.
What's that for?
And now around the perimeter.
Classic with cheesecake, the cherry pie.
Really
filling.
good, it's a cherry cheesecake, classic.
Oh, I love this, Jeff.
I
So
am.
gross and delicious.
I can't wait to eat it. Come on, you're gonna put, you know, all it takes is one brave soul to cut into it. Next thing you know, the thing's gone in 7 minutes. And you do it around the whole perimeter, just like that. And this is what we're left with. Voila! I present to you the kitchen's giant. We're gonna start with caramel apple bacon Boo-ninis. Paninis in the shapes of little ghosts. So cute, very scary. Cutest guy in the world doing the cutest sandwich. So we're frying up bacon, getting it nice and crispy. This is maple bacon, gonna be perfect in our caramel apple bacon Boo-nini. Keep an eye on this, we want it crispy. All right, I have my green apples sliced here, Granny Smith apples. So now we can finally get to sandwich building. I got 8 pieces of just regular old white bread. You don't want bread too big. You want each texture and flavor and color to shine through. Right, crust to crust. Every bite Must have some apple, must have some caramel, and of course you gotta sneak some bacon in there. Look at that, beautiful. Oh, so nutty. Caramelly, deep, rich, creamy. Let's put our Granny Smith apples in there. All right, make sure we get a piece of each in each bite. Everybody's getting apple. Look at that move, beautiful. Oh, that's good, and one more in there. All right, Lorenzo and his cousins are coming later, so I'm gonna do 2 with bacon, 2 without. Not all kids love bacon. All adults do, though. At least the ones I trust. All right, here you go. Just a little sprinkling of bacon. This is gonna be so good. Couple for us. Trick or treat. Now we can butter them. Now I do have some remaining bacon grease on here, which will add to the flavor, of course. So you don't need a ton of butter, but make sure you get crust to crust so it's all golden. Yes. Keep going. All right, these are gonna stay on the grill for a minute. Let's cut these guys out. So my next step is to cut them out with the ghost cookie cutter. Now, cookie cutters are not just for cookies these days, especially in my world. You can take this cookie cutter and make a grilled cheese out of a ghost. Anything you want, a club, a turkey, a ham sandwich. All right, these 2 look done. Onto the cutting board. Ready to be turned into ghosts. Scariest voice I got. All you gotta do is line it up correctly. Using your weight, press down. Give it a little thing. Maybe even turn it a little bit, break it free. Release the crust, which is great to serve on the sides or to snack on yourself.
Pumpkin cake walk.
The secret to making the perfect pumpkin cake is a Bundt pan, right?
Yes, yes.
Most people have these in their house, so we're gonna make the base of our pumpkin using 2 boxes of cake mix. But instead of using the liquid in here, which could be milk or water, we're gonna replace it with what? Pumpkin puree, 1 can. So we got some softened room temperature butter here. Boom, we put that out, look at that. We got 4 eggs in here and 1 can of pumpkin puree. Right? Look at this is replacing the liquid in there, so you don't want to add the liquid in there. And a little 2 teaspoons of what? Can we guess?
Cinnamon
Pumpkin
pumpkin pie
spice.
spice.
Pumpkin pie spice,
Yeah.
right? Start slow, and then we're gonna, right?
Watch out, Marcella.
It's so easy. Sonny, you want to finish this for me? So what we do is we pour it into a greased Bundt pan, 350 in the oven for about 50 to 60 minutes until a cake tester pulls out clean. And we're gonna do this twice, right? And we're gonna pop it out of our Bundt, and we are gonna lop off that rounded, kind of crowned top. So you wanna make sure they're lined up just like that. And then you're gonna take our glue, not just any glue. We're gonna use some icing here. Right on there, very easy. So we got enough on there. You line it up, right? The ridges to the ridges.
Ridge to ridge.
Make
Ridge
it match.
to ridge.
Make it match. There you go.
And it lands up perfectly.
What does it look like?
It looks like a pumpkin. Now it's time to pass the can.
All right, bring it on down.
Here we go.
You know, I think these recipes are so popular because they're so simple. It's just really easy to
Boom.
follow, right?
I agree.
Okay, so I'm in charge of icing, and we're just gonna make it from scratch. Super simple. I've got a 1/4 cup of cream cheese that I've softened a little bit in the microwave, just about 8 to 10 seconds. And then I'm gonna add some powdered sugar, about 2 cups.
Those ratios are crazy.
You wouldn't think, but
You
it
would
soaks
think, yeah.
up. It really soaks up. And then 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk. And I'm just gonna add that in. And you'd think you need to add more, but you don't.
No,
You
it's
don't
true.
want it to be too runny because then your glaze will be, kind of see-through. You want it to be nice and thick and really stay on the
Yeah.
cake. Okay, so this is you, my friend.
Oh, great.
You need
Oh,
some
God.
elbow grease.
Elbow grease.
Now, to get it that beautiful orange color, you need about 20 drops of the yellow food coloring.
20.
And then you do about 15 drops of the red.
15.
Yes, 1-5. So it's good to see how you get it from that to this. You want to make sure there's no clumps, and then what you do, give it a nice whisk, and to pour it, you don't want to do all of it at the same time. You want to go around slowly and just give it a chance to kind of...
Yeah, let it drizzle,
It'll
right?
drizzle, like
Yeah.
just give it a second. It's enough icing that you'll have enough to run down the side.
Now check out how I make this beautiful stem. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take these cones, and then you're gonna take these fruit leathers, and the apple flavor is obviously gonna be green. You can take the cone, and then you're gonna carefully wrap it around, and then we're gonna fold in the bottom, and then you're just gonna kind of twist the top. See, you've got a beautiful pumpkin stem. Super simple. And then what you can do, you can actually make it longer if you want to do like more of a vine look, but I like that. I think this is really cute. And then you can actually take a cookie cutter with those same fruit leathers and make, look, beautiful little leaves. And to make that little vein from the center, you just kind of fold it gently over. And I like to use cornstarch in case it gets a little sticky, and then just take a pastry brush to clean them off. So you take your little stem, and you plop it in the center. Now you can stack a couple if you see that it's gonna fall through, just stack a couple, and that'll kind of help it hold. See, just like that.
So cute.
So
And then in case you accidentally get your finger on it, see, you cover it up with some nice, beautiful leaves, just like that.
What?
See, and there you go. You've got a beautiful stem and leaves made out of fruit leather.
What are you making?
I'm making a spooky pumpkin patch. Yes, I am.
I knew it.
Yeah. This is just chocolate brownie on the bottom, right? A little chocolate frosting. And then, aren't these cute? My little gate. And this is nothing but ladyfingers, broken in half, that are chocolate covered. So we're gonna let's complete our patch. You ready? And then we're gonna take 2 big ones here, put them right here, and we need a little glue, so a little more of this. Don't eat.
Oh, that's like the entrance.
The gates are delicious.
Are they good?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna make our little gate here.
Oh, I love this.
You ready? And
Dirt.
we need dirt, right? And so what better way to get dirt than grind up beautiful chocolate sandwich cookies? You ready? Oh, a little fertilizer, Jeff.
You're a crafting fool, Zakarian.
I'm a crafting fool.
I
right?
love it.
And then when we get done, what are we gonna put in the center of this?
It's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. The pumpkin
Are
cake.
you good? Are you good?
Pass that cake.
Bring it. It's coming. La calabaza.
Oh, boom.
All right.
Boom. Smack in the center.
All right, let's pass the cake.
Bring it on down, Jeezy.
It's
That's
heavy.
the cake. Okay, well, you can't have a creepy graveyard without headstones. So I'm gonna make the headstones for our spooky little pumpkin patch here. And what I did was I got a box of mixed cookies.
Smart.
And then I got a little edible food spray in a metallic color just to make them
edible
look nice and old.
I didn't know they had that. That's
Yeah,
They have
isn't
everything
that
nowadays,
cool?
don't
They have
they?
everything.
How bad do I want to spray that directly in my mouth right now?
All right. So Jeff, come down here and help me out. Okay, you help me out. So the other side I've already sprayed.
I'm a little
Jeff,
woozy.
make me some little slits in here to put my little gravestones.
Thank you.
Then you just put it in there
Okay.
and just kind of mix them up a little
Great.
bit.
Oh, we got those guys.
We got some here.
Boom. We got the little. Look, these are very.
Oh, the grave.
Get another one in here. So now we're gonna add some ghost. So I just got little marshmallow ghost.
He's like the guard ghost.
Yes. All right, and then for the finishing touch, I've got some little candy pumpkins. Just gonna put those around in here since
well,
it's a
those are-
pumpkin patch.
They're the little baby pumpkins.
Yes,
Big
that'll
mama.
grow up into the big scary pumpkin. And there you have it. Hey!
It's rich and chocolatey, and the best part is the glaze looks like slime. So it's perfect for Halloween. I'll start by mixing up my chocolate cake batter. I've got some freshly brewed coffee here, which enhances the chocolate flavor. I'm gonna add 2/3 of a cup, and I'm gonna add this to my saucepan. Next, I'll add some coconut milk. Coconut milk adds really great richness to the batter. Now I'll also add 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder and 1/2 cup of coconut oil. I'm using unrefined coconut oil here because that'll have that coconutty flavor. And lastly, I'll add some chopped semi-sweet chocolate. I'll dump this right in, and then I'll turn on the heat and stir it together as it melts so that it's nice and combined. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the heat and let this cool while I mix up my dry ingredients. I'll grab 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour and 1 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And then I'll add 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. And a teaspoon of salt. And then I'll mix this up just to combine. Now I'm gonna crack 2 eggs and mix them up with my vanilla. I'll add about a teaspoon. And I'll lightly beat this up. Okay, and now I have my 3 mixtures here, and I'm gonna just combine them together. Oh, how rich does that look? Yum. This is gonna have so much depth of flavor because it has the coconut and the coffee and the chocolate. Okay, I'm gonna lightly whisk this to combine. I don't wanna add the eggs directly to the hot chocolate mixture because I don't want them to get cooked. Now it's mostly combined and I'll add my eggs. And I'll gently stir this in. I do not wanna overstir my cake batter because that could lead to a gummy cake. Everything is combined. Okay, I'm gonna grab my pan now. My cake pan has been greased and dusted with flour, which will prevent it from sticking. There's nothing worse than a Bundt cake that doesn't come out of the pan. And I'll pour this in. I'm so excited to eat this. This is gonna bake at 350 for 45 to 55 minutes until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. It's gonna be amazing. The cake looks great. It smells so chocolatey. I've let this cool for 10 minutes in the pan already, and now I'm gonna turn it out to cool completely while I make my matcha glaze. Now to make my matcha glaze, I'm gonna start with matcha. Matcha is green tea that's ground into a really fine powder. Tastes like green tea, and it has the most gorgeous natural color. I'm gonna sift 2 teaspoons of this into my saucepan, just to get rid of any lumps. And this is available at most grocery stores. And now I'm gonna whisk in a little of my coconut milk that I had left over from making the batter. And I wanna start with just a little bit so that the matcha can get combined and smooth. And then I'll add a little bit more coconut milk so that my glaze is the perfect consistency. All right, now that my coconut milk has come to a simmer, I'm gonna add my white chocolate. I love white chocolate in this. It adds sweetness and the flavor isn't too overpowering, so it really lets the matcha shine. And now I'll stir this around until my white chocolate is melted and smooth. This is looking super slime-like. That is a perfect consistency. It's really thick, but it's still pourable. Okay, so to get this on my cake, I'm gonna first pour it into a measuring cup so that I can have help pouring. I'll just pour this right over my cake. Okay, I'm gonna let the glaze drip down the sides. It's so spooky, but like a cute spooky. And for the finishing touch, I'm gonna turn this cake into a monster with candy eyeballs. Yes.
What's in your goodie bag? Is that Chicago-style something?
Not quite. I am making a traditional thin crust pizza, but not just any thin crust pizza. Perfectly poignant white pumpkin pizza with a jack-o'-lantern base. Yes. I'm stepping out of my bounds here of tradition here. And the dough's not just gonna be any normal dough. We are making a pumpkin dough, a pumpkin pizza crust. Very easy to do. So let's start with our dough here. We got 3.5 cups of bread flour. I love bread flour for pizza. A little salt in here. You pulse it to combine. I'm doing this all not by hand, but all in the food processor. That's what it's called. So we got that all in there. You pulse it a couple times to combine. Then I'm blooming my active dry yeast here. Some warm water. Give that about 10 minutes. You know, you want to go like 100 degrees. You don't want to go too hot or too cold because you want it to activate.
100 degrees, sort of like what your body temperature is.
Exactly.
So if you stick it in, you don't feel anything, it's correct.
Look at this guy. He's
98.6.
awesome. Into this is so easy to do. We're gonna add a little olive oil in there for a little richness, a little honey for some sweetness. I love a little sweetness.
That'll really help your yeast too.
Exactly, it feeds
all that sugar.
And then, of course, our pumpkin puree.
Oh,
this is
I
the
like
can,
this.
right in the can?
Right from the can. So what we're gonna do is we are going to slowly stream this until it forms a ball. This is how easy. I love making pizza crust in your food processor.
I love this idea, Jeff, of just putting
I've done this a million times, and it works. Now you see how it slowly forms in a bowl, depending on the humidity and wherever you're at. There, it's perfect. 30 seconds like this, right?
I'm counting.
Once it goes to 30, we're gonna turn it out with some flour, put it into a lightly oiled bowl, leave it in the warmest part of your kitchen and proof it a couple hours out until it doubles in size. And this recipe makes 2 perfect pizzas.
You want me to
keep
do
that in mind.
something
You don't
over
want
here?
Yeah, let's start making our topping. This is not just any normal pizza, it's a white pizza. So a little ricotta, some mozzarella, some oregano, and a little milk. You don't have to put all this in just until you find the consistency.
Do you want any salt and pepper?
Did you strain the ricotta?
No, it's whole milk, so that's why you keep, it depends on what kind of ricotta you use. Some is juicier than others, but it'd be wise to strain it so you don't get too liquidy of a pizza. Yeah, a little salt and pepper in there. Here's our pumpkin crust pizza. Right, we're using it on a pizza peel here. Very important, invest in one of these. They're not very expensive. And you'll use it every time you make a pizza. So once Katie's done with that, we can start with our base here. How's it looking? You don't want it too juicy. So once you kind of spread that, next we are gonna make some pumpkin ice. So we got a little, from that little half moon shape right there, we're gonna take a little pastry cutter, we're gonna cut little half moons in there now. So this was already sliced, tossed with a little olive oil, some seasoning. We roasted it to a little soft, right? Because we're gonna cook this pizza hard and fast. We don't want to serve up raw butternut squash. So we take one of these half moons here and we kind of cut around it and make 2 little smaller things. You can make a big face, a frowny face. I'm gonna do a smiley face because I'm happy.
I love this.
Now we gotta do our teeth, so you can take one of these guys and make, some little, you get a little couple snaggled teeth, a couple sharp teeth, maybe some buck teeth, whatever you want. And that's not it. We take these other long pieces that we cut again, and you make your little pumpkin paste, the parameter here.
I like how you say parameter.
Once that goes, it goes in the oven. I have had my oven preheating here for about an hour.
Very important.
550, as hot as your oven goes. I've had the pizza in there about 6-7 minutes, screaming hot, top rack on that preheated pizza stone. A beautiful.
There is just this hint of pumpkin in the crust that you just get this slight little subtle sweet thing going. And then that ricotta cheese with the melted mozzarella, it's a perfect combination. And the butternut squash on top. I mean, I feel like I could really go to town on this. Anybody can put out a bowl of candy, but if you want to make a cake that's going to blow away your Halloween guest, this is the recipe for you. It's a pass the cake. We're gonna pass the cauldron cake. All right, now. This is so cool. First, let's take a look at the finished cake. Check it out.
Oh, we can do this. We got this.
We got this.
Oh, yeah. See, let me roll my sleeves up.
Sonny, you start us off.
Okay, so we're gonna first start very easily with box cake mix, okay?
I like that.
I suggest chocolate, why not? You're gonna do
food.
2, yeah, exactly. Devil's food. Devil's food. So you're gonna need 3 boxes, okay? 2 boxes for a big Bundt and 1 box for a baby Bundt, okay? So on the big Bundt, you're gonna turn it so the flat side is to the top and not the fluted part. And then you're just gonna go in with a serrated knife and give it about 1 inch, and you're gonna lob off the top. So I've done that and I've gone all the way through. That goes there, okay?
Just tell you how good this smells.
It does, right? Chocolate, I mean, come on. So now we've got the baby Bundt. The baby Bundt is gonna go on top.
Oh, look at that, Jeff.
What's better than 1 Bundt?
2
Bundts.
Yeah.
It's an old saying.
So come through very gently and lightly and just kind of level off the top. Don't throw away the shard. I saw you reaching for the shards.
I was not. I was reaching. I was just blessing everything.
All right. Yeah, because that's my role.
I thought that this was like tax.
Yeah.
And I got to get.
All right, so Jeff, if you could hook me up. I see you've got a little bit of pudding. If you could just pipe me right here and give me some glue.
Beautiful.
No,
all right.
Let me ask you something. The baby Bundt, you use the same kind of pan. It just has less filling in it.
Just less filling. So just 1 box for the baby Bundt and 2 boxes for the big one.
Okay. What is that, Jeff?
This is just chocolate frosting here. It's going to be our glue for the rest of the cake. We'll get to more of this in a bit, but that's for this top layer for Sonny.
Okay, so this is the top.
That's rad.
Right, so I'm gonna go in and make a little bit, if you will, of the inside of the cauldron, right? So I'll leave about 1 inch.
Wow.
So once you fill in the center, Just make sure you leave, you know, kind of like a normal cauldron. It has about an inch of a rim there. Just kind of go and dig in with the back of your spoon or the front right there. But as I do this, you know, there's that hole in there from the Bundt pans. So all of the little scraps that we have.
Oh, you put it back in.
Yeah, you kind of fill it in, you know what I'm
It's all
saying?
tasty cake.
You're over here.
Donkey gone.
A little bit fell. That's okay. As I transfer, just push more back down in the bottom. Make sure you do it on the actual tray you're gonna serve it on, huh?
All right, let's pass the cake.
All right.
Sunny.
All right.
What you
I'm
got
gonna
for
get
me?
my piping bag again, just a medium round tip. We're not decorating, we're using this as kind of our spackle. All right, so what we're gonna do is kind of create kind of shingles, if you will, a little glue, because to this we're gonna make the exterior. This is gonna be like, you know, it's like we're framing it right now. Now we're gonna drywall it. So we need to kind of take a nice offset spatula, smooth it, just like that, right? And obviously you wanna do the whole side of the cake. You're gonna frost the whole thing. So we got these chocolate wafer cookies, zip them up in a food processor till they're fine like this. And we are gonna literally just kind of pat these down and create that beautiful kind of metallic cauldron exterior using these chocolate wafer cookies.
Like
You see?
cast iron looking.
Exactly,
Yes.
cast iron, it's craggy, it's rustic,
Rushed.
and
And
it's scary.
And it covers up any imperfections. It
does.
You know, if
So when you're done with this, obviously you can kind of sweep that off using like a silicone brush or whatever, but this is what it looks like. I was doing this all morning.
Oh, that is gorgeous. Jeff Mauro.
Look at that.
Well done, Jeff.
Frankie the Frosting. That's what they
all
call it.
right. Now I think our cauldron needs something to keep it warm, doesn't it?
Yes.
So let's make a little fire to go around it. I've got some caramel cookie wafers, little sticks.
I was
These
wondering
are our
what those
logs.
Yeah, I think that was the.
And then I've got some hard candies in orange and red that I crushed up to be our fire. So you just kind of put these in little different sizes, go around.
It's looking good.
And then you take your little fire here and put it in with the logs.
Isn't that clever?
Isn't that cute?
Very clever.
All right, so I'm gonna keep going around the bottom of this. Jeezy, it looks like you've got something else for our cauldron
Time
cake.
to fill up the cauldron. So we have a bunch of green things, but first we need handles for our cauldron, right? So go to a local vending machine. You get chocolate-covered donuts. You cut them in half with a little bit of bias. You see that?
Okay.
All right, you ready? Can I get in there?
Yeah.
While burning myself?
Go for it.
Okay, just gonna put them like this.
funny.
Look at that.
Oh, and it fits right.
Oh, look at our handles.
Okay.
I love it.
You ready for that?
Yeah,
So cute.
okay, that works.
Then we're gonna take some pistachio pudding. Oh,
Oh.
look at that.
What?
This
They
is
make
our-
pistachio
yes,
flavor?
watch. This is gonna be our boiling liquid.
Oh my God.
Is there pistachio literally in the pudding? You
There
put
is.
You crush them up?
Yes, it is. We can put a little more green coloring if you want it really
Okay.
good. Okay.
I've never seen pistachio.
That looks so
pudding.
cool.
Shells.
We're gonna put a few. Oops.
Well, what are the odds that bounce back?
We're gonna put a few green gumballs. Okay.
What's that supposed to be? Like the bubbles,
The bubbles,
coming
you
out?
ready?
Oh, I get it. Bubble, toil and trouble.
These are just little green nonpareils, little sprinkle candies.
Cute.
No particular order. You can eat a few. And you ready?
Oh,
The big-
man.
Oh man, look at this. Look
Huh?
at the bubbles, Jeff.
Let's go wild here. And then
Bubbling.
you gotta have some eyes.
You have to.
And there you go.
Are those gummy eyes? Those are gummy eyes.
Gummy eyes.
Looks good. I present to you the kitchen cauldron cake. Whoa.
I am using store-bought donut holes, and just wait till you see how cute these are. So Mauricio, I've got a bowl of melted green candy melts. I just dropped a store-bought donut hole right into the bowl. And then here's the trick for getting the chocolate to sheet over. You just kind of tap and let it kind of sheet down. See how pretty it looks? I don't know if you'd ever refer to a green donut hole as pretty necessarily, but it's kind of cool. Mom! So these are candy eyeballs, and I'm just gonna put one right on top. Look how cute. Look, Mauricio. It's a big green eyeball. He looks so alarmed. I love it. So I'm gonna do that exact same thing to the rest of these. I've got red candy melts in a piping bag, and Mauricio, you gotta watch this. I'm gonna use it to pipe little squiggly veins on the eyeballs. Ew. We need some eye drops here. Blood. No, they're veins. Look at that. Is that cute or what? All right, I'm gonna do that same thing to the rest of these. Now I just have to let these sit until they're completely set. It'll take about 15 minutes. Okay, very cute. Donut hole eyeballs.